Imagine this, you're in a sea of brake lights, the smell of turkey wafting from your trunk, and your GPS just added another hour to your ETA. Welcome to Thanksgiving travel. 55 million people are on the move, but why does it feel like you're the only one stuck? Sounds familiar? Don't worry, we've got tips, tricks, and a few laughs to help you survive the chaos. Thanksgiving isn't just a holiday, it's the ultimate test of America's transportation system. Think about this, over 55 million people will travel this week alone. Most of these travelers, about 49 million people, choose to drive. That means bumper-to-bumper traffic on some of the busiest highways in the country. And let's not forget about the skies. Over 4.5 million people will brave crowded airports and delayed flights to reach their loved ones. And for the brave souls opting for trains or buses, well, good luck finding a seat because even Amtrak and Greyhound are operating at full tilt. Here's another wild stat. The average Thanksgiving traveler goes about 250 miles. Whether that's a quick drive to grandma's or a cross-country track, the goal is the same, getting to the turkey before it's cold. But why is Thanksgiving travel so chaotic? It's not just the volume of people, it's the timing. Everyone's trying to leave at the same time, heading to the same places, and coming back on the same day. Combine that with unpredictable November weather, and you've got a recipe for holiday madness. So what exactly makes this annual pilgrimage so challenging? And how do millions of people manage to pull it off? Buckle up, we're about to dive in. Let's start with the roads. With nearly 90% of Thanksgiving travelers driving to their destinations, highways turn into parking lots. The worst offenders, cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, where congestion adds hours to travel times. Ever driven 8 hours with kids screaming, "Are we there yet?" on repeat? And if you're thinking, maybe I'll leave Wednesday after work, think again. That's when everybody else is leaving too. Peak travel times are between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m., turning rush hour into a full-blown rush nightmare. Flying isn't much easier. With over 4 million people crowding airports, Thanksgiving week sees some of the busiest travel days of the year. And don't forget, more passengers mean longer security lines, packed gates, and limited overhead bin spaces. How many of you have been stuck in the TSA line praying you packed your socks in the right bag? Add in the November weather, and delays are almost inevitable. In fact, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving and the Sunday after see some of the highest flight delays of the year. Why? Well, because one delay in Chicago can ripple across the entire air traffic network. It's a domino effect, and you don't want to be the one left without a seat. And then there's the wild card, weather. Late November can bring anything from blizzards in the Midwest to heavy rain on the coasts. Snow and ice don't just slow down traffic, they can completely shut down roads and runways. Even if you're not flying through a snowy area, winter weather anywhere in the country can cause ripple effects on your travel plans. It's not just inconvenience, it's stressful. But a little preparation, like checking weather forecasts and having a backup plan, can make all the difference. Well, if you thought trains and buses were a stress-free alternative, think again. Amtrak adds extra trains for the holiday rush, but even with the additional capacity, most routes sell out weeks in advance. Bus companies like Greyhound and Megabus face similar challenges with full schedules and delays from traffic. Translation, if you didn't book early, you're probably not going anywhere. Even if you make it to your destination, well, good luck finding a rental car or a parking spot. Thanksgiving demand drives up rental prices, and airport parking lots fill up faster than you can save pumpkin pie. With all these challenges, it's no wonder Thanksgiving travel feels like an endurance test. But it's all worth it, right? Right? Behind the chaos of Thanksgiving travel, there's something bigger, a story about people. Every ticket booked, every mile driven, every hour spent in traffic, it's all about reconnecting with the ones we love. Sure, the journey might test your patience or your sanity, but it's those little moments that make it memorable. What's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you while traveling for Thanksgiving? Drop your story in the comments, whether it's sharing snacks with strangers at an airport or singing along to cheesy holiday songs in a traffic jam. Thanksgiving travel has a way of bringing people together, even before you reach your destination. And then there's the kindness of strangers. The traveler who shares their charging cable, the driver who helps push a car out of the snow, the flight attendant handing out extra snacks during delay. These little moments of humanity remind us why it's all worth it. In the end, Thanksgiving travel isn't just about the miles we cover, it's about the connections we make along the way. Every detour, delay, and traffic jam becomes a part of the story we tell. Thanksgiving travel isn't just about getting from A to B. It's a massive logistical operation happening behind the scenes. Let's take a moment to appreciate the unsung heroes who keep America moving during the holiday rush. First up, the Federal Aviation Administration. With more than 25,000 flights taking off and landing daily during Thanksgiving week, the FAA is like the air traffic conductor of the skies. They coordinate flight paths, manage weather-related reroutes, and keep everyone safe. Think of it like playing a massive game of Tetris, except every piece is a plane and it's carrying hundreds of people. Down on the ground, departments of transportation across the country are in overdrive. Snowplows, salt trucks, and highway maintenance crews work 24/7 to keep the roads clear and safe. And let's not forget the traffic engineers who adjust signal timings and monitor congestion in real time. If you've ever wondered why your traffic app suddenly suggests a detour, these are the people making it happen. Public transit also steps up for the holiday rush. Amtrak adds extra trains on popular routes like the Northeast Corridor, while bus companies like Greyhound and Megabus operate an extended schedule. But with all that added capacity, there's still one rule: book early or you're out of luck. Airlines also gear up for the holiday. Crews work around the clock to keep planes on schedule, loading luggage, performing maintenance checks, and coordinating with flight attendants and pilots. And while airlines try to anticipate delays, unexpected weather or mechanical issues can still throw a wrench in the plan. Then there are the people you hope you never need: first responders and roadside assistance crews. With millions of drivers on the road, the chances of breakdowns and accidents go way up. It's easy to get frustrated by delays and traffic, but when you think about the sheer scale of what's happening behind the scenes, it's nothing short of incredible. Millions of moving parts all working together to bring families together for the holiday. Thanksgiving travel doesn't have to feel like an endurance test. With the right tips and a little preparation, you can survive and maybe even enjoy the journey. Here's how to make your holiday travel as smooth as pumpkin pie. First things first, book early. Thanksgiving travel is all about timing, and waiting too long means paying more for flights, car rentals, and even train tickets. While you're at it, plan your driving route in advance. Apps like Google Maps and Waze can help you spot traffic hotspots before you're stuck in them. Timing is everything. If you're driving, hit the road early in the morning or late at night to avoid the worst traffic. And when flying, book the first flight of the day. Delays are less likely to snowball early on. Don't be that person juggling 3 bags and a pumpkin pie at the airport. Pack light and stick to essentials. If you're flying, consider carry-on only. It'll save you from waiting at baggage claim. And if you're driving, make sure your car is road trip ready. Check your tires, oil, and fuel before hitting the highway. Travel apps are your best friend. Download apps like FlightAware for real-time flight tracking, MyTSA for security line updates, and Waze for road closures and detours. Delays and detours are part of the Thanksgiving travel experience. Pack a little patience and remember, it's all part of the story you'll laugh about later. Flexibility can save you stress and money. If you can avoid the busiest travel days altogether or consider flying into a smaller, less crowded airport nearby, go for it. Most importantly, keep calm. Whether it's a traffic jam or a delayed flight, getting stressed won't make it go any faster. Take a deep breath, grab a coffee, and focus on what really matters: the people waiting for you at the other end. Because at the end of the day, the journey is just part of the tradition. With a little planning and a lot of patience, you'll get where you're going, and it'll be all worth it. Thanksgiving travel isn't just about the chaos, it's full of fascinating facts and quirky traditions. Here's some trivia to keep you entertained while you're waiting in that TSA line. Thanksgiving is the most traveled holiday in America, with over 55 million people hitting the roads, skies, and rails. That's more than Christmas and New Year's combined. Did you know the Wednesday before Thanksgiving has a nickname? If you guessed Blackout Wednesday, you're right. And if you didn't, well, now you know why bars are packed. Thanksgiving morning isn't just about travel, it's about running. Over 1 million people participate in turkey trots across the country. So if you're stuck in local traffic, you might be driving behind a stampede of runners. Here's a little known secret. Thanksgiving morning is actually one of the quietest times to travel. Everyone's already at their destination, prepping the turkey or watching the parade. Think your flight will be delayed? There's a good chance. Thanksgiving week has some of the highest flight delays rates of the year, especially at busy hubs like Chicago O'Hare. Gas prices can make or break Thanksgiving travel plans. Lower prices mean more people on the road, while higher prices might convince some to stay home. And if you thought Thanksgiving traffic was bad, just wait for Black Friday. Many people combine their return trips with holiday shopping, making Sunday an even bigger headache. On Thanksgiving, it's not just about the turkey. Travel snacks reign supreme. Fun fact, gas station convenience stores report a huge spike in sales for snacks like chips and candy during Thanksgiving week. So whether you're stuck in traffic, running a turkey trot, or sipping coffee in a crowded airport, just remember, you're part of one of the biggest traditions in the country. And isn't that something to be thankful for? Thanksgiving travel might be chaotic, frustrating, and sometimes downright exhausting. But it's also a testament to something extraordinary. The lengths we'll go to for the people who matter most. For some, it's about catching up with loved ones after years apart. For others, it's the annual road trip traditions that make the journey just as important as the destination. Sure, there's traffic. Sure, there are delays. And yes, there's always that one person who tries to bring a full Thanksgiving dinner through airport security. But despite the hiccups and headaches, millions of us make it to our destinations. Because at the end of the day, Thanksgiving isn't just about the food, it's about the connections we share and the memories we create along the way. So whether your journey is smooth sailing or a comedy of errors, take a moment to appreciate the adventure. After all, the chaos of Thanksgiving travel is just part of what makes the holiday so memorable. Hit subscribe and like. Thank you, we appreciate you.